So, how do you rate Aberdeen's chances in this year's Scottish Cup?
I think we've got a great chance. I mean, Hibs, massive game, good team, having a good season in the Championship. Obviously, they've had a couple of bad results recently, but with Aberdeen, anything's possible. But I would fancy us because we're playing really well and the confidence is high, and it would be a great way to end the season.
Providing that Celtic were to get by the Rangers in the semi-final, do you not think that maybe the juggernaut of Celtic is maybe a step too far for Aberdeen, considering their recent record against Brendan Rodgers' side?
That's a possibility, but obviously we've got to play them in the league before then a couple of times, so that could have a huge bearing on it. But I think on our given day we can beat anyone. But obviously Celtic this season, they're just a cut about everyone else. But cup finals, anything's possible. Following convincing victories for both Celtic and Rangers in the Scottish Cup last weekend, we asked fans whether they think smaller clubs are able to compete.
It totally depends. Like St Mirren in the first half of the Celtic game, they played fantastic and they would have won at half time. So I feel like with a stroke of luck, yeah, maybe.
They can. I mean, St Mirren competed pretty well with Celtic the first half yesterday, but the changes to the team, which obviously was due to the manager, changed the game.
I still think they compete. I mean, it was the quarter-final stages, so it was obviously harder for kind of smaller clubs to progress through to them sort of stages, but I do think they can compete.
However, supporters of other clubs are less optimistic about winning silverware.
Well, if I'm being honest, my answer is no. I think the Rangers is more likely to try and keep up with them, but Celtic especially, they've just had such a great run these past few years. I just don't think any of the teams in either the Premiership or the Championship could possibly take them on at the moment.
But ultimately, recent history shows that other clubs in Scotland are able to compete with the Old Firm. Following last season's dramatic penalty shootout over Stranraer in the League One playoffs, Ayr United have been enjoying plying their trade back in Scotland's second tier. The club currently find themselves second bottom of the Championship table, and ahead of Saturday's home fixture against Falkirk, I spoke to some of the players about their thoughts about coming up against promotion hopefuls and also about the effects of the recent Scottish Cup run. Firstly, I spoke to defender Michael Rose about how he is finding life in the Championship following his summer transfer from Aberdeen.
Yeah, I thought, to start with, obviously wanted to play a bit more games, but an injury kind of held me back that I previously had at Aberdeen. But right now, yeah, I'm really enjoying my football here, and it's different, but it's good.
I then asked Michael about how the team are feeling going into the weekend's clash with Falkirk.
Yeah, we're going into that game pretty confident. Obviously, we know it's going to be a tough game because Falkirk are a good team, but we're at home and we're more than capable of getting the 3 points.
Defender Daryl Megget then spoke to me about the club's recent form and how they hope to turn a corner on Saturday.
Just need to obviously keep our heads held high and just keep cracking on doing what we're doing, but to be honest with you, like I said, we've not played well in some games and got results, and we've actually played well in some games and been beat. So I think we just need to keep cracking away and I'm sure things will come.
I then asked Daryl about the success of the Scottish Cup run and how it has affected the club as a whole.
To be fair, I don't think it's affected, maybe injuries wise it's maybe affected us so many games, but other than that it's given us a little bit of confidence and we're starting to pick up results.
Finally, I posed Daryl the question about the threat of Falkirk when they travel to Somerset Park on Saturday.
Feeling confident, obviously we know Falkirk's on a good run at the moment, but we're home to put an end to that and kind of put a wee nail in St Mirren's coffin.
With a good backing from the home crowd, Ayr will hope to secure a massive 3 points in their bid to beat the drop back to League One. Anthony Evans, EWS News. Recent statistics released today have stated that people aged 16 to 24 in Scotland are only eating 2.6 of their 5 a day. Our reporter Nicola Kroll has more.
For example, here you can grab a healthy bite at the local fruit market. We asked some people what they thought about young people only consuming half the suggested amount of fruit veg intake per day. From the opinions that we gathered, it is apparent that people do realise the importance of healthy eating despite the amount of young Scots choosing not to eat their 5 a day.
So I'm hitting about half. I mean, personally, I probably try to hit 5 on a daily basis, but 2.5 is not too bad. If you're living a healthy lifestyle, then I'd say it's